Life in the heart of New York City was always busy, always buzzing. As an investment banker working on Wall Street, my routine was set in stone. Wake up at the break of dawn, grab a quick breakfast, and head out to catch the subway. The towering office building where I worked was an architectural marvel, 50 stories of gleaming glass and steel. But there was one peculiarity about the building that had intrigued me since I first started working there: the mysterious elevator. There were 6 elevators in total, lined up in the pristine white lobby of the building. 5 of them were normal, carrying busy employees up and down the 50 floors. The 6th one, however, had always been a subject of speculation. It was different from the others, its exterior panel sporting an extra button with the label B. None of the building's blueprints or plans mentioned a basement. Yet the button was there, an anomaly that both fascinated and unnerved the building's occupants. In my 7 years of working there, I had never seen the elevator in operation or anyone use it. It was like an urban legend. Stories of its mysterious nature passed around during coffee breaks and after-work drinks. One day, out of curiosity and a bit of boredom, I decided to try it out. I told myself it was nothing more than an elevator, a piece of machinery. I couldn't have been more wrong. I approached the elevator one day after everyone else had left, the lobby echoing with my solitary footsteps. My heart pounded in my chest as I pressed the call button. To my surprise, the doors smoothly slid open, revealing a pristine interior. I stepped in, a cold shiver running down my spine. The doors closed behind me, and I was plunged into silence, my own reflection staring back at me in the gleaming metal doors. I took a deep breath, reaching for the B button. It was slightly cold to the touch. The single alphabet glowed ominously as I pressed it. The elevator lurched slightly, beginning its descent. My heart pounded in my chest, my palms sweaty against the cool metal railing. Then the elevator stopped. The doors opened to a dimly lit hallway, eerily silent. The walls were lined with doors, each bearing a brass number. It looked just like the floors above, except for the gloomy lighting and the silence that seemed to seep into my very bones. Confusion swirled in my mind. A basement was supposed to be a place for storage, not offices. Or was this some kind of secret floor? And why was it so silent? Curiosity getting the better of me, I stepped out, the elevator doors closing behind me. I turned to press the call button, intending to keep the elevator waiting, but my hand froze mid-air. The button was not there. Where the call button should have been was just a flat, unmarked panel. A chill ran down my spine. A sense of foreboding settled over me. I was trapped. The silence was suffocating. Panic bubbled in my chest, but I forced myself to take a deep breath. I had to figure this out, find a way back. I turned to the hallway, a maze of closed doors. I decided to explore, hoping to find someone who could explain this absurd situation. I knocked on the first door, but received no response. The second and third doors were the same. No answer, not even a hint of life beyond the heavy wood. I tried the doorknob, but it was locked. Fear gave way to frustration. I made my way through the rest of the doors, knocking and trying doorknobs, all to no avail. Each one was as silent and unyielding as the last. I was about to give up when I reached the last door. It was different from the others. It was slightly ajar. Swallowing my apprehension, I pushed the door open. The room was dark, the only source of light a small desk lamp in one corner. The room was furnished like an office, but it looked like it hadn't been used in years. Dust coated every surface, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling. In the middle of the room was a desk, cluttered with papers. I walked over, squinting to read the documents under the dim light. They were old, yellowed with age, and they were reports, each bearing a different date. Each report detailed an incident involving the mysterious elevator. The first one dated back to the year the building was built. An engineer disappeared during the final checks. His last known location, the elevator. The reports continued through the years, each a story of someone disappearing, never to be seen again. Fear gripped me. The room started to spin. I staggered back, knocking over the desk lamp. The bulb shattered, plunging the room into darkness. In the pitch-black room, my heart pounded like a war drum in my chest. I fumbled around, hands shaking, searching for my phone. When I finally found it, the artificial light seemed like a beacon of hope in the enveloping darkness. But then, something changed. The deafening silence was broken by a distant hum. It was a familiar sound, one that I knew all too well. It was the sound of the elevator. A surge of hope rose within me. I raced out of the room and towards the end of the hallway. The elevator doors were open, the inside bathed in the warm, inviting light. Relief flooded through me and I sprinted towards it. But just as I was a few feet away, the doors began to close. "No!" I shouted, lunging forward. I thrust out my hand, managing to catch the door just in time. With a grunt, I pushed it open and stumbled into the elevator. I pressed the L button, praying to anyone and anything that the elevator would move, and it did. The doors closed, and I could feel the familiar lurch of the elevator ascending. When the doors finally opened, revealing the familiar sight of the building's lobby, I nearly cried with relief. I staggered out, glancing back at the elevator. It was just an elevator, no different from the others. Yet, it held a secret that sent a shiver down my spine. Days turned into weeks, and the memory of the mysterious basement floor faded into the background, pushed away by my hectic work schedule and the bustling city life. But the experience had changed something within me. Every time I walked past the elevator, a chill would run down my spine. The sight of the B button a stark reminder of the hidden horrors within. Rumors about my late-night adventure began to circulate in the office. Some were curious, others dismissive, treating the story as another urban legend added to the building's lore. But there were a few who believed me, their eyes holding a spark of fear every time they glanced at the 6th elevator. I thought about reporting the incident, about telling someone in authority what I had discovered, but I was afraid of being labeled as a lunatic, of losing my job. So I kept quiet, my silence a heavy burden. The elevator stood there, unchanging, its true nature hidden behind the gleaming metal doors. To the outside world, it was just an elevator. But to me, it was a constant reminder of the unknown, of the mysterious and inexplicable horrors that exist just beyond our understanding. I still work in the same building, in the same job. The routine of my life has remained largely the same. But there's one difference. I never use the elevators. I take the stairs, all 50 flights, every single day. It's exhausting, it's time-consuming, but it keeps me away from the elevators, from the fear. And as for the 6th elevator, the one with the BE button, it still stands there, a silent enigma amidst the chaos of city life. I don't know what it is, why it's there, or what its purpose might be. All I know is that it leads to somewhere unexplainable, somewhere terrifying. The elevator to the unknown remains a mystery, a chilling story of my encounter with the unexplained. It's a story I'll carry with me forever, a reminder that not everything can be understood, that some things are better left unknown,